Well, I'm interested in people I'm calling freedom technologists. And by freedom technologists, I mean hackers, geeks, journalists, particularly online journalists, lawyers who work on technology issues, i.e. People who combine an interest in technology with an interest in politics or political activism and how they're collaborating. I want to look at the connection between that and new forms of protest and civic engagement, how citizens in countries like Indonesia, Spain and organizations such as Anonymous, WikiLeaks, Global Voices, which is a collective of bloggers, for example, and actual events happening on the ground in different countries. The way I'm going to conduct the research, I always work anthropologically. I combine ethnographic research, which is participant observation in events and everyday life that's taking place while you're there. I combine that with a historical approach. It has to be very immersive. There are two aspects to this. One aspect is actually being there physically on the ground. In addition to interviewing people, you try and, in some cases, shadow people with their permission, of course. You take part in their everyday lives. You also do work online. You find out what people are doing online. You participate as well. If, say, for example, there's a Twitter thread, you take part in that discussion as well. You identify yourself as a researcher, make connections, make relations online as well. Oh yes, you always affect, as a participant, you affect the processes that you're studying. That goes with the territory. To me, what's really interesting about the current situation is that internet activists who 3 or 4 years ago would have turned their back against the mainstream media are now thinking, well, we need to engage with the mainstream media and we need to engage with the political establishment, with the political institutions. Here at RMIT, we have a very high concentration of ethnographers who work on digital media questions, i.e. people who, like me, do qualitative research which entails participating in people's lives, understanding what people actually do with digital media out there. And this is organized around the Digital Ethnography Research Center. It's a vibrant research culture. Partly, I think, because it's new, it's happening now. The research culture where you have the opportunity to shape it, to bring your own contribution to it. I feel privileged to have got the VC Fellowship. Yes, I think I've found a home here at RMIT because it's got a really dynamic research culture. It's right next door to Indonesia. Melbourne is a great city. And it's really international. At the moment, I couldn't imagine myself being anywhere else.